Hello, and welcome to Good Day Talks. Happy 2/9/22. Today I just want to discuss a handful of things, talk about some other pandemics that are going on at the moment that the media isn't really talking too much about, and I think we need to start focusing a little more on it. So first thing's going to be, please stop face masking your children. The masks are causing a lot of harm. They're causing emotional harm, physical harm, psychological harm, and also developmental harm. So kids have an issue when you have a face mask. A lot of kids pick up cues from the way your mouth is moving, the way that you're smiling, the way that you're talking. And I couldn't even imagine having a kid deprived of oxygen for 8 hours all day long while they're wearing this mask. The whole thing is just absolutely astronomical. There's no reason for it. And if you remember from the beginning of the pandemic, it was the elderly, specifically those past the life expectancy, which is generally 65, that were at the highest risk. And so the pandemic was a big issue. A lot of people did die, and it hopefully will never happen again. But moving forward from that, we need to start focusing on our children because they're the future. The children are the future, and if we deprive them of certain aspects of life, if we deprive them of childhood, we may have further issues as we move forward throughout our lives. Now, believe the science. Here's a quick video. It's not bad, but it kind of shows where we're at and who we're listening to, by the way. So here you go.
People should not be walking around with masks. Let me just state for the record that masks are not theater. Wearing a mask might make people feel a little bit better, and masks are protective. But it's not providing the perfect protection that people think that it is. There has not been any indication that putting a mask on and wearing a mask for a considerable period of time has any deleterious effects. There are unintended consequences. People keep fiddling with the mask and they keep touching their face.
And can you get some schmutz sort of staying inside there?
Of course.
You do not need to wear a mask indoors if, in fact, you've been vaccinated. Good that you're vaccinated, but in a situation where you have people indoors, particularly crowded, you should wear a mask.
So even if you are vaccinated, you should wear a mask. If, in fact, you are vaccinated, fully vaccinated, you are protected, and you do not need to wear a mask outdoors or indoors. When the children go out into the community, you want them to continue to wear masks.
You know, if you look at children outside, particularly when they're with the family, walking down the street, playing a game or what have you, don't have to wear a mask.
The Academy of Pediatric actually makes that recommendation that children should be wearing masks from 2 years old onward.
And you're asking now, if your child is a member of your household, can you walk outdoors with your child without a mask? According to that chart, the answer is yes.
But the child can't, not to beat it to death.
Yes.
Because now the CDC says, I think I've got this right. 1 mask is better than 0 masks. 2 masks is better than 1 mask. But you don't have to have double masks. Is that right?
It became clear that cloth coverings that you didn't have to buy in a store, that you could make yourself, were adequate. And Betty wanted to fit better. So one of the ways you could do it, if you would like to, is put a cloth mask over, which actually here and here and here, where you could get leakage in, is much better contained.
Are you a double masker, Dr. Fauci? It looked like you...
Clear as mud? Okay, great. Moving on. So then, the next topic I'd like to discuss is Johns Hopkins University study finds lockdowns only reduced COVID deaths by 0.2%. So we shut down the country in order to do what? Dr. Scott Atlas actually went to the White House he was an advisor that was requested to go to the White House to help with the COVID task force and Fauci, Birx, and Redfield, which were the task force leaders. And essentially what happened was he came in with a lot of data, explained what the different harms are. He told everybody there's other harms that could happen without just shutting down the country. So I'm going to explain a handful of things that he kind of talked about, and there's some things coming to light today to where he was 100% true. Good book. I recommend reading it. I have other slides about reading too, so we'll talk about that. But firstly, suicide rates are up, and from ages 12 to 17, the increase is 31% of medical emergency room visits. This is a problem. Suicide is a pandemic. It really is terrible. Anybody who is suffering, anybody who is going through anything that they feel they can't get over, please know you are loved, you are worth it, and there's meaning to everything that you're doing. You're not alone also in it either. There's plenty of people to help. Please reach out to anybody, your family, your friends, teachers, co-workers, anybody that can listen to you. Anybody will listen to you if you please just talk to them. Please ask for help. There's also a support phone number too, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. Here's the website, and then the phone number, 800-273-8255. Please, again, if you need help, please reach out. Most people don't even understand that it plagues a lot more people than what even the statistics will show. Moving on from there, drug use. Drug use is through the roof right now. There's so many people that are doing so many different drugs, and there's a lot of people dying from the opioid pandemic. And that's, again, another pandemic that no one's really talking about. They actually have now in New York City, as well as in others, they're doing it in other states too, but drug overdose in the U.S. tops 100,000, and this is from November 17th, 2021. This is a problem. We can't have everybody dying from this as well. Nation's first supervised drug injection site opened in New York. Now, they claim that they did stop 2 overdoses while they were going through, the second day, first day? The issue is that if somebody goes to these facilities to do drugs, they're allowed to do it. Hopefully they're starting to change that to where we go to more mental health. We have more psychologists on site. We have more counselors on site. And we just have more people that have actually been through terrible addictions and can speak to some of these people and try to help them, try to give them advice, try to give them encouragement to maybe stop doing the drug, find out why you're actually doing the drug. Are you trying to avoid feelings that you have? Do you feel lost in life? There's lots of different things you can kind of work through, and that will reduce your need to do drugs. And I really wish, again, same thing, if you do have an issue, there's another place, Samhsa, Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration. Phone number is 800-662-4357. Please help. Please get some help if you need it. Talk to people, talk to friends, neighbors, relatives, anybody that will listen to you, and they will recommend, hopefully they'll recommend help, or you can then reach out to the phone number, speak to somebody about it. There's no reason why you need to give up your life for a certain drug. Drugs are not worth it. You are worth it. Next, another thing Scott Atlas talked about was small businesses. Small businesses, and this is from Fortune.com, nearly 100,000 establishments that temporarily shut down due to the pandemic are now permanently closed. So I did a quick search, and here's the link for the place that I went to. But the average is about 10 employees per business, per small business. So quick estimates there, 100,000 times 10 is 1 million jobs. So 1 million jobs were sacrificed for the lockdowns. That's not fair. I don't believe there was just compensation for all of these businesses. And the people, what do they have to do? Now they have to look for other work. They had something that they enjoyed, and now they can't do it anymore because of the lockdowns. Per the willfully ignorant who mandated the lockdowns or advised the lockdowns. Another thing that people don't realize is that social medias actually made money during the lockdowns. Now, there's two great documentaries that are out there. This one here is The Creepy Line, and it's actually on, I have a link, it's in one of my playlists, Conspiracies and Documentaries. And then I also have a link for it, just directly the video. It actually talks about how the profit motive. So the profit motive, and then also the ability of Google and Facebook to kind of direct what you see, direct how you think then. This is a great documentary to watch. You can watch it for free on YouTube, which is fantastic. Down here, The Social Dilemma is a Netflix documentary, which also goes into a little further detail on the profit motive for Facebook. And so as you scroll through, there's lots of different, they're capturing every moment that you're scrolling through, and then they're specifically targeting you and painting a picture in their AI system so that they can better sell you to the advertisers. The whole thing is crazy. The profit motive is real, and it needs to stop. The next thing is, this Scott Atlas didn't really talk about, but this is something that kind of annoyed me a few years back. A few years ago, I started noticing more when I would search something, instead of an article to read, because I just wanted to read a quick little blip in the article, kind of scan through, it's all videos now. So you have to stop what you're doing, watch a video for 5 to 10 minutes for someone to explain the story. Now, the issue is that it's because the reading has almost disappeared. Most people today won't even type in the letters to type a text to somebody. They speak it into their phone. Which, don't get me wrong, there's plenty of reasons for that, but most people are going through it. The whole thing really comes down to people need to start reading books again. We need to unlock that part of our brain that we've kind of forgotten about. Reading doesn't only just increase your thinking or your vocabulary, it also unlocks your imagination again, which is something that we've lost. We've all lost the ability to actually imagine something. That's why we have so many videos, we have so many movies and so many things, because we can't picture it ourselves. It also unlocks the ability to critically think or think deeply about a subject. So these are very important things. So Americans reading fewer books in the past. So there was a Gallup poll, that's what that is. 17% of adults said they read 0 books last year. So we should try to increase that. We should try to get to at least 1 book a year if we can. Maybe 2 to 5 would be fantastic. Down here you'll notice American high school students are reading books at a 5th grade level. And that's an average, which means that there's some above and some below. This is a problem. Our children should be able to read books. And the reason why, is it the schools? Are they not teaching kids? Are they not having more reading programs? Are they just going to keep removing all of the books that they had in their schedule? But another thing I will recommend is kids adopt what the parents do. So if the parents are reading more books, kids will generally start reading more books because they're interested. All the kids are interested in the parents. They always adopt everything from the parents. That's all you have when you grow up. So please, if it starts from the top, if people start reading more books, everybody will be a lot better off. And we'll be able to articulate a little bit better. And our vocabulary will actually be better. Next after that, Tucker Carlson today, Johann was just on there. Stolen Focus. I just ordered this book. It talks actually about how social media platforms are actually stealing your focus. And as they steal your focus, that's another reason why people have a hard time reading. People have a hard time watching a long movie. And it's because we're always pulled here, 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 here. And it's on purpose, honestly. It's really because it's a profit thing, so they can keep you focused in the app. The apps want you to be in there full time. That's how they make their money. They're not there to help you. They're there to make money off of you. So if we start realizing that, maybe we'll put down our phones a little more, and maybe we won't be so engrossed in scrolling and reducing our attention span. That's the other thing too. As you scroll through the app, start to realize how long you're looking at something, because Facebook they're watching everything that you're doing. They know what you're doing. So as you scroll through, most of the time, it's a second, 2 seconds, 5 seconds. And so you're not recognizing it, but your focus is going real fast. It's okay, so I can only focus on something for up to 5 to 10 seconds. This is a problem. We need to be able to focus on things for a longer time period to be able to actually think something through properly. Moving on from there, we have the one thing that's been plaguing us, and one thing that I'm so thankful that the truckers in Canada have done. They're in Ottawa, and right now the police have been directed to take the fuel from them so that way they're not able to fuel their trucks while they're sitting there waiting to actually talk to Justin Trudeau. But I want to just play this next video. I found it on YouTube. I've got links again. All my links are going to be in the comment section. And of course, I want you to have a good day, and thank you again for watching.
You're using comments from extremists that are trying to get in and use the weight of our movement to support their own cause. You're using comments from them to drive your own narrative to incite fear. You're pathetic, and you are weak. You will always be weak, and we will always be strong. Doesn't matter what you try and do, we will always outdo you. We have a convoy, literally of thousands of semis, heading to Parliament right now.